Well, hello, everybody. Hello, Lynn. How are you today?
I'm very well. How are you,
I'm
Marie?
doing great. We are all colorful today, eh?
We are. You know what? And I got like some purple and some fuchsia and you've got that beautiful coral color. Love it.
Yes, it brings my skin color on. I like it too because I wear too much black. So I decided
I
today,
know.
no black, no brown color. And
Black is the
you're awesome
go-to.
too with the fuchsia.
Yeah.
It really looks good on you with your hair. I don't wear that color very well, but you do.
Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Awesome. And today I'm going to let you lead with your suggestion of topic. So
Yes.
take the stage. Go ahead.
Well, I thought this topic was good. And first off, if you are enjoying this content, please make sure that you subscribe so that you can get notifications and submit. You subscribe, and then the bell also tells you
Yes.
when we've downloaded some or uploaded some new information. And typically our uploads are each week, so we don't bombard you, but we just want you to know that when we are. So please go ahead and subscribe, and please comment.
Yes.
We want to hear from you. We want to know what you like, what you might not have liked, what you agree with or don't agree with. Keep the comments positive because you can still disagree and be
Yes.
positive about something, right? And tell us what your experiences have been based on the topics that we talk about.
Yes.
So
And it's all
today,
about helping each other. So you might have
mm,
a trick or a tip or, something that we didn't mention
yes.
because we don't know everything. So
Mhm.
if you think that's something that helped you out in a different topic, share it with everyone because
Yeah.
somebody else might take advantage of that. And you know what? The more comments we have, the better we are, and we can improve after that.
Well, and our mission is very simple. We just want to help you succeed, right?
Yes.
We want to help you succeed in your business. And by helping you succeed in business, that's also going to help you succeed personally. And we also give, a lot of tips on how to succeed personally too. So
It's all related anyway.
it really
It's all
is. It
related.
really is. And today's topic, you know that Marie and I are BNI members, and we've been a member of BNI for a long time. And this particular topic came up, and I thought, oh, how relevant is this topic? And it is burnout versus bore out, right? Burnout versus bore out. So, burnout is actually when you are overwhelmed with your work. And I want to, I see this a lot in my coaching practice. I see that, people are women in particular, we take on a lot. We're always striving to do more, and how
Yes.
much more can we help, and who can we help? And and both Marie and I have talked about this a lot. So you become burned out when you're overwhelmed, when there's just like not one more thing that you can do, because you're tired, or and what I notice with burnout is it's our bodies that will shut down first.
It is physical. It's
Yes.
totally physical.
What do you notice? What are some of your signs for burnout, Marie?
I get tired.
Yeah.
I tend to be more emotional,
Mm,
and I feel like I have like a kind of mental exhaustion. Am I
yeah.
saying that correctly?
Yes.
And my motivation is going down.
Oh,
And that is typically the definition of a burnout in psychology.
yes.
It starts with physical, emotional, mental exhaustion, lowered performance, and negative attitude
Mm.
towards ourselves and others.
It's so interesting because I know that I'm starting to feel burnout. But the burnout that I'm talking about may not be the medical diagnosis of burnout, right? This is before the medical steps in, right?
Yeah,
This is before you have to go to the doctor
yeah.
and the doctor says to you, you're like, you need to slow it down. This is the signs that you can watch for. So for me, I I mean, I like to get a lot done in a day, right? So, and I'm usually, it's very joyful for me. Like I want to have a full day and I want to do the things that I do. And I purposely have a life that I love, right? And
Yes.
I've done those, I've been purposeful about that. When I find that I'm scheduling something and I become a little resentful. I'm like, ugh, one more thing to do. Why did I do that? Why did I schedule that? Like I'm questioning myself. That tells me it's time for a break. Like it's time for me to kind of step back or do, and realizing that I scheduled these things for a reason. Like
Yes.
there's and when I start to question that, or I start to look at my day and go, ugh, right? Last Friday was kind of a day like that for me. And it has no rhyme or reason. Like I can't always see it coming, but I was so tired. I had to take a nap at lunchtime. Like I have a meditation practice, but I usually don't take a nap, right? Like I
Yeah.
knew that I was exhausted. I was sleeping okay. I was getting enough activity, like getting enough water, like all of those things were checked, but I just felt run down. So burnout can appear differently for different people. For me, it's physical first, and then it becomes, if I ignore those signs, then it becomes, oof, I'm doing one more thing. I can't believe that I scheduled one more thing. So that's burnout. Boreout, Boreout, is when you are underwhelmed by work. Boredom is overwhelmed by work. Boreout is underwhelmed, meaning you're just not finding the challenge anymore. You're just not like,
Yes.
it's just like, oh, I can do this with my eyes closed. I just, I'm not feeling the satisfaction that I used to feel.
It's totally in the definition. Actually, they call it boredom, which is
Boredom. Yep.
boredom.
Mhm.
The state of being weary and restless through lack of interest. You're gonna
Yeah.
do it
Yeah.
because you know you have to do it,
Right.
but it's gonna be like a burden.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be I have to do it, but or you're gonna procrastinate on it until the monkey panic monkey. You remember
Yeah.
that?
Yes. Yes.
Until it's due. You have a delay and you have to do it right now. So lack of interest is really part. And I did find an awesome article on Forbes that I'm going to share in the comment after the video is uploaded. It's why boredom at work is more dangerous than burnout.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm not even going to read it, but my opinion is that because it can take a long time that you stay bored before you realize that you're bored, because it's all automatic. We have some stuff
Yeah.
that we do automatically,
Yes.
and it can take a while before you figure out what is going on with you,
Mhm.
and by then it
Yes.
could become a burnout.
Yes.
That's what I think.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. And I think the boredom is dangerous. And if we are managing employees, like if we have businesses that have employees or team members, like we know, Marie, like when you become bored, you're doing the same thing to grow your business, for instance, or you're doing the same activities that are, that worked for you before that may not be working for you now,
Yeah.
and you may not realize I'm bored. Like I'm bored. And it's no judgment or no through no fault. It just, we're not necessarily wired to do the same thing all the time. Our brains get a little bit, wait a second, is there something more? Can I do more? Can I do something differently? And you and I both know that there are people out there who love the routine, who love the consistency, but there are also people who like to reinvent the wheel. They
Yeah.
want to do things their way. They want that kind of excitement and that engagement and that constant change and that constant
Challenging ourselves is that for us it's something we need. This is something we both need to challenge ourselves and to
exactly.
do it differently.
Exactly. So today we just wanted to introduce the concepts to you,
Yes.
right? The boredom versus, so burnout versus bore out or boredom. I think it was just a play on words in the what I listened to, right? Bore out and burnout, right? To have the same kind of tone to it. And it, really is about recognizing in yourself, what is it? Is it a combination of both, right? Is the burnout as a result of being bored, or is the is it boredom?
Yeah.
And I just, I read a good article just the other day on the power of boredom. When we were kids, and Marie, I'm sure you can relate to this too. I mean, you're a little younger than I am, but I remember telling my mom, it's a summertime and I'm bored, right? And my mom used to say, who cares? Like, I don't care. Like, so what? Go be bored. And I kind of stomp off, and it forced me to pick up a new book,
Yep.
go out and play,
Go outside. That's what
find
my mom used to tell me.
something. Yeah, find something that's going to stimulate me. And guess what? I always found something.
Because you didn't want to stay in, because when you're a child, when you're a kid, you always want to do something.
Yeah,
It's in us. I mean, we
yeah.
want to be active. We want to ride the bike. We're going to go play with friends, because back then we didn't have all those Nintendo and PS4 and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
needed to invent some games at some point to not to be bored, and we were good at it.
Yes.
We were really good at it. Sometimes, I mean, I cannot find right now an example, but yeah, I was feeling like that. And I was raised by my grandparents. They were not the type of people when I was young to come and play outside with me,
Right.
because they were older. So
Yes.
I really had to but I love to read. I always love to read. So they were buying me every book that I asked for. So
Yeah.
I always had something to read, and friends to go play outside. Or, when the weather was not good, I could invite one or two friends inside the
Yeah.
house. Not everybody was allowed to do that, but I was. And we would find something to get out of the board out.
That's right. Now, fast forward to, the last couple of generations, right? And there's no such thing as boredom. Like I look at kids these days, and we keep them so busy with activities that there is no time to be bored.
Yep.
I'm going to say to you, if that's you as a parent, then encourage some boredom for your kiddos, because they will find something to do. You're going to encourage them to find something creative to do. It brings the creative side of their mind together, and brings it out for them to be able to do something that they normally wouldn't do, right? And maybe that's experimenting with a new recipe, or maybe that's reading a new book, or taking on a new hobby, or just let their creative juices flow, because the enemy of boredom is creativity.
Yeah.
So now apply that to your life. Where in your life are you feeling stale? Are you feeling bored? And then the question, what can you do to add creativity? Because creativity is the enemy of boredom.
Yeah. And you know what? When I was a kid in school, I didn't have an agenda besides my school thing.
Right.
If I wanted to play basketball, which I did, I would add it in my agenda. And these days, I see tons of parents on their fridge, because when I do the cleaning, all the kids' activities are there, and believe me, there's a lot.
Jammed.
Full pack. Oh, and then when you ask them, I'm so tired because I had a hockey practice on Saturday morning at 5. We had basketball at night, or soccer, or whatever. So the kids, they don't even have to ask for anything. It's already scheduled for them. But I
And
don't think it's for
Marie,
them.
do you see in the calendar the parents? Do they put their activity, like
No,
going to the gym, having,
no,
yoga, whatever, right? You don't necessarily see that on the family calendar. It's
no.
always about the kids. And while it's great to be a parent that wants to give your kids like everything, you want to, that brings in the burnout side, right?
Yep.
Where you're doing so much for everyone else, you're forgetting about yourself. And women seem to be affected way more than men on this one. Now, not to say that there's not men that burn out, because there are.
Yes.
But we're really kind of talking to women here, and I am wanting you to just know the difference between burnout and those signs and symptoms, and bore out, which is just being underwhelmed with what's going on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But there's tons of things that we can do to avoid
Yes.
both of these situations. And this is going to be our next two topics. Actually, next week, we're going to talk about we're going to talk about how to avoid burnout.
Yep.
And the week after that, how to avoid bored out. Am I
Boredom.
saying that correctly? Bored out.
Boredom and bore out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
But I like the out thing because it's burnout and
Yeah,
bore out.
yeah, for sure, for
So,
sure.
and Lynn, I'm pretty sure you have an awesome quote for us
You
today.
know it. My quote is, you don't burn out from going too fast. You burn out from going too slow and getting bored.
Oh, I love that one. Oh my God. Say it
Right?
again. Say it
Right?
again.
You don't burn out from going too fast. You burn out from going too slow and getting bored. And that
Awesome.
was Cliff Burton. And I do find that to be true. I find that we have a cadence, we have a rhythm that we like in our life. And
Agreed.
when we kind of fall short of that, we kind of go, oh, you know what, life isn't what you start to question yourself, right? So burning out comes from not doing things. You burn out because you're going too slow. You know, you can go a little faster, you just don't know how to do it. And over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be taking that apart a little more.
Awesome. And please let us know from your point of view, and what is the difference between those two topics?
Yeah.
From your point of view, what are your red flags when you say, oh, okay, now I'm starting to feel bored, or I'm starting to feel burned.
Yeah.
So let us know what are your red flags, and share the episode if you think it might help somebody else. Subscribe and click the bell, guys.
Awesome. Great to see you.
And we'll see you next time. Have a great day, everyone. Bye, Lynn.